Today on Kicks Chronicles, we continue to talk life and kicks with digital content manager for the drop date, James Elsey. We talk about how his friendship with former footballer Darren Bent inspired Darren's thriving sneaker collection. We go on to discuss football in sneakers, the original sneaker forum, Crooked Tongues, and obviously a lot more Air Max talk. Plus, he shares how he got involved with the drop date and their plans for the future. People, this is Kicks Chronicles. Yes, my people, big PROZECH back again, and you already know what it is, man. Episode 76 of your sneaker and lifestyle podcast, Kicks Chronicles. I'm your boy PROZECH. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this week. I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's doing fantastic. I want to say a massive thank you for everyone that managed to watch the previous episode, part 1, with James Elsey. Really appreciate the feedback. Really appreciate the love. It's been a decent week. And yeah, man, today is our final part with the digital content manager for the drop date. Today we conclude that conversation, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. On today's podcast, we chat about James's friendship with former footballer and TalkSport personality, pundit, presenter, Darren Bent. And we talk briefly about his career, but we also specifically talk about his love for kicks. He's obviously got a YouTube channel that's doing very well in terms of, he specifically has a YouTube channel for shoes that James helps him with and appears on, and how his relationship with kicks and his collection was inspired by James, his relationship with James. We also briefly talk about sneakers in football or soccer, depending on what side of the world that you're on, and how we don't have a strong athlete-led sneaker brand that sort of brings those two worlds together, the world of football and soccer, because we have them for a lot of other sports, especially obviously basketball, but we also have it for tennis and other sports where a certain brand or a certain player or a certain icon within the sport has gone the extra mile and created a shoe, or along with a brand has created a shoe, and that has become a legacy. Not one footballer. It's just weird to me. And I've said it before on the channel, but we did get into a little bit of a discussion regarding that, because I wanted to get his perspective. Maybe there's a reason for that. So we definitely dive into that a little bit more. Guys, have you heard of Crooked Tongues? Crooked Tongues is definitely a deep cut. Like, what we've got today is social media. Back in the day, they had Crooked Tongues, they had Nike Talk. There were forums that you could go on the internet where you could discuss the latest drops. You could discuss what was coming to your city, to your country. You could find out, numbers. Like, people had inside info, and that's where they were sharing it. And James talks about how sort of that forum was the bedrock and the foundation for essentially his career in sneakers and social media. And I find that amazing. And some of the relationships that he was able to form on those forums are friends till this day and have opened doors for him in his career. So yeah, definitely a vibe. And we also talk about the drop date. We couldn't not talk about the drop date with all the great things that they've got going on. The company's thriving. We talk about what's currently happening and the plans for the future. Definitely a vibe. We also get into my favorite, desert island kicks. We get into that. We find out what 2 pairs of kicks he would take with him if he was stranded on a desert island. Overall, very interesting. I hope you find it as interesting as I did and as entertaining as it was for me. I'd be remiss if I didn't say, because between last week and now, Air Max Day has taken place. Very briefly. Air Max Day was not amazing this year, I have to be real. A number of Air Maxes dropped. The Royal Blue Air Max dropped with the Volt midsole. That was the special sort of 26th of March pair. It was a shop drop. I tried to get involved. I couldn't get involved just for bands because ultimately I don't really feel I need that blue big bubble. I don't really feel I need it. Plus the actual blue big bubble is still on the website, on the app as well. So if you do want that blue big bubble, you're really on that vibe, please feel free. I was not really feeling it. I could have bought it for nostalgia, just for the vibes, just to say that I bought something. But, bro, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. By the time I got into the app and went for my size, it wasn't there. I'd have got it just for the badge, just to show you that I had it. But, bro, I would not have kept it. I don't think so. I don't think so. I wasn't feeling Air Max Day this year. Personally, there wasn't anything particularly special about it. There wasn't a specific event that was taking place to commemorate it, which I think was a lost opportunity. I think it may have been because so much focus has been on the Air Max DN that's been dropping, and the amount of different events that have been taking place. 2 or 3 different events have been taking place specifically for dropping that shoe, that I think they just sort of just didn't bother in regards to the specific Air Max 1, which is fine because it's Air Max Day. It's not Air Max 1 Day. That's fair. All in all, Max Day wasn't amazing for me. Let me know in the comments. Let me know, people, how was Air Max Day for you? Guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All of those great things. We really do appreciate it. If you do have any comments or you want to chat or get in contact, kickschronicles@gmail.com. Feel free to get involved and holler at me there. Or you can leave a review. I'm only interested in 5 stars. I say it all the time.
5 stars, baby.
Don't give me nothing else but 5 stars. I'm not involved. 5 stars and 5 stars only. Thank you so much in advance for the 5 stars. And with all of that being said, I'll be your boy PROZECH. This is Kicks Chronicles. And our guest this week, for the final time, for now, is the digital content manager for the drop date, James Elsey. Enjoy. But yeah, bro, let's talk a little bit about your collaboration with Benty and that, because yeah, Darren Bent, for a lot of people will know Darren Bent, former Premier League and England footballer, played for Charlton, Spurs, I believe Sunderland as well, currently at TalkSport, notorious sneakerhead. You get me? You can find Elsey on his channel, helping him. You get me? Supporting him. How did that come about, broski?
So we've just been friends for a long time. We met in our early 20s, so a long time ago. Struck up a really close friendship, and yeah, we've been boys ever since. And you listen to anytime he's talking about sneakers, he'll always, how did you get into sneakers? He'll always say, "Oh, a friend of mine really got me into it, back in the day." And that friend, for reference, is me. So yeah, when I met him, he was triple white Air Force Ones. Didn't really, his horizons didn't really go beyond that. And then I was wearing all sorts around him, and slowly but surely he started to sort of, okay, let me see about these kicks, ask me about what I'm wearing, styles, models, sort of showing him. Obviously he would get stuff sent from, he was a long time Nike sponsor, so he would get stuff come through, but then I'd, say, this is where you go to get this, that, whatever. And and we just sort of, it was our thing, and it still remains to be, a thing we're both, obviously massively passionate about.
Love it, man. I love it.
But we're boys. I've followed him up and down the country, his career with it, and now he's doing good things with TalkSport every afternoon.
Yeah, man. Drive time with Andy Goldstein and that. So yeah, man, definitely doing his thing.
That's some good times. That's some good times following this football. The best atmosphere I've been in was a match at the Lane.
Well, Arsenal.
That 5-4 against Arsenal in the League
Carling Cup.
Carling
Yeah.
Cup.
Was it the
It was
Carling
crazy.
Cup? I don't know if it was called the Carling Cup at the time, but it was definitely like that League Cup, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that game was mad. Yeah. I fully remember that game.
The lane was literally bouncing.
Ah, that was sick. That was sick.
It was sick. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that, bro.
Saw him win one at Wembley, and then I also saw him lose one at Wembley against my team.
Wait, so who's your team now?
I'm a Manchester United fan.
Yeah, because we went back to back, and that was the one where Ben Foster had the iPad. Yeah, respectfully. Shout out to Ben Foster, man. Both, from what I've heard,
Ben's big sneakerhead as well.
Yeah, from what I've heard, Ben's into his kicks as well as Benty. So that'd be sick. It'd be sick to chat to either one of them. Maybe that happen in the future at some point. Man,
Ben's a really good guy. Yeah, good.
Yeah, man.
Sick collection.
Yeah, I heard it's fire. I think he actually didn't he do a video with Darren? Yeah. I thought I saw it somewhere. Yeah. And my friend sent it to me saying Fuzz has definitely got his thing going, and like, you get me, like, and he never struck me as a sneakerhead, but come in all shapes and sizes. You get me, like, it is what it is.
To a Creps City now and again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it, man.
Benty is where my whole social media career started, really. Because from the start, I used to help him with that stuff when he was up in Sunderland and then on to Villa. So that's where my work in that sort of thing really started. But I must say, I feel as a football fan, it was a massive privilege to be able to see the other side of football, like be from behind the scenes and what it's like, transfers and moving clubs and navigating the world as a footballer. So I've been very lucky that my friendship with Darren that I've seen those things. It does, and when you see it from a player's perspective or a club's perspective, it really does change your perspective on the whole thing as a footballer.
I can imagine, because when we're hearing it on social media or we're seeing it on TV that someone's been bought by this person or that person or whatever, like, it kind of sort of reduces it to just a transaction, right? You don't think about sort of the upheaval, the families, the people involved, the opportunity, the anxiety potentially of going into a new situation. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? You don't think about these things because ultimately, like, we're just fans. We're just ultimately just like so focused on our team and what our team's doing. You don't really think about the players, especially the ones that leave. You don't really think about it. Like, it just like, sometimes you're at the stage where it's like, you see it especially on Twitter, where it's super toxic. They're like, get this guy out of our club. We don't want him out of our club or whatever. You don't know what's going on. Like, I recently,
as fans, we all like to think that these individuals live and breathe the club that you're supporting.
Yeah.
But the reality is, some of these lads just happen to be good at football, and it's a job.
Yeah. Some of them don't even really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a job.
This is what I've heard, yeah, they're just good at it. And that's fair. Because sometimes, like, I have a day job as well, and I'm not as passionate about that as I am about this. Like, talking to you, this is my passion. This is what I love to do. I could do this literally all night. You get me? Like, we're almost doing it all night.
Yeah.
Whereas, like my actual day job, what I get paid to do on a daily basis, what I believe I'm good at, what I've got years and years of experience in, I definitely don't have the same level of passion in. And I don't have 50,000 people looking at me while I'm doing it as well, which obviously adds another layer and complexity.
And you don't walk down the street and these people think that you're their property.
Their property. Like, their property. You're absolutely right, bro. You're absolutely right, man. Yeah, it's an interesting perspective, bro. And you know what? Like, obviously, talking about football, kind of sort of just trying to merge that world with kicks, I've always wondered, like, why none of our sort of prominent footballers have ever been able to create a footwear brand. Like,
It's hard.
no doubt,
It's hard. Yeah,
it has to be.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
the amount of the issue that I have is, and obviously it's a different sport. When you look at basketball, every Tom, Dick, and Harry's got a kick, bro. Everyone's got a shoot, right?
Yeah, I've said this. I've said this for time. Like Europe's basketball is football, right? Like you look at American basketball, everyone's got PEs, everyone's got their own shoe line, and you think, well, football is a much, much bigger sport globally, and in Europe, the leagues are massive. Why aren't the top players in player exclusive colorways and got their own lines? Like it seems like the most natural thing to do for brands, but they don't seem to do it with football. It really, it's baffled me for the longest time. I mean, they do a little bit like Neymar had a little thing, and
I think Kylian Mbappe recently had a Nike TN.
But just
football boot or something.
It always struck me as weird why that didn't happen in football.
No, you're absolutely right, man.
But even like team themed trainers.
It's true.
Like you'd think, like if that Chelsea United, you'd think they'd make an Air Max, the Chelsea Air Max. And I know they've done. The Spurs have had a TN, but it's not all the time. It's only like they might do something occasionally or as a one-off. But you'd think every time there's a new kit, you'd think, right, this is the shoe for the kit this year. Like, it seems to make
no brainer
sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a literal no-brainer. Plus, like we'll talk about something that just came up on my radar in the last couple weeks. But let's dive a little bit deeper into this. Think about it, right? These clubs literally sell everything to their fans. You've got all kinds of stuff, all kinds of merch, right? You've got these massive sponsorship deals with these huge brands, Nike, Adidas, or whoever, right? Are you telling me, like, especially a Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, like a Man United, a Man City, you can't come up with, or a Liverpool. I think Liverpool actually did have an Air Max 1 come out.
They did that thing with LeBron.
With LeBron, right?
Yeah.
They had like something come out. I didn't think that was too bad actually, but
they had a Huarache as well, didn't they?
I think they had, but that was terrible.
Which was whack. Yeah.
That was. It
wasn't the
terrible.
best effort. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. Maybe it's because they're thinking like, okay, it's not gonna translate, and maybe it's price point. But like, when a kit is like pushing on 200, if you buy every single piece, like a pair of kicks, and even if it was limited to like 1,000 pairs, like they're gonna sell out. If they put the effort in and they put the actual marketing behind it, it's gonna sell out. So I just always thought, like, that doesn't make sense. The thing that came to my mind, which was interesting, I wanted to get your take on as well, was this idea that a Jordan brand are thinking about expanding into London. And they're considering to go with a Chelsea or Spurs. Right? If James Elsey was the head of Jordan Brand UK, which one would you go for? Be nice.
I don't think it can be Chelsea. I don't think it can be Chelsea.
Really, even with the American ownership, there'd probably be some form of synergy there.
It wouldn't even cross my mind. Nah, because it's not about that. Because if you look, let's look at Paris, right? Massive basketball culture in Paris.
Huge.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Massive.
I'm not sure West London, Chelsea, I'm not sure that demographic really is basketball.
That's actually a very good point.
So therefore, culturally, it really has to be Tottenham. if they go for one. And even so, I think it's pretty weak.
You think it's a stretch?
I think, just, Tottenham. There isn't a London team. Well, the two London teams that they have options on. There's no real connection there. Like, it'd be different if Tottenham was bang in the middle of Brixton. Different scenario.
Yeah, no, I hear where you're coming from, bro. And I think the point
culturally, it's a very tenuous link.
Yeah, I mean, I never even considered the basketball culture. I was just thinking along the lines of the strength of the brand itself.
Yeah, I mean, sure, they can go Jordan brand kit and it'd be great, but I don't know why they would. Why would they want to? What's the win for the brand? It doesn't need the exposure in football, does it?
I don't think it. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just looking for an in. I think if we follow along with what happened in Paris, I'm thinking they're going capital city, and they're going already affiliated with Nike, so that limits everything down. That brings it all the way down. Yeah,
but it would make. I mean, just as a basketball brand, it would make more sense that they would go for they would go look at Madrid.
That's a great.
Where basketball's much more. Do you know what I mean?
Luka Doncic used to play for Real Madrid. He is a Jordan athlete as well. It makes complete sense. You're absolutely right. But the money would be wild.
There's no chance they'd get Adidas out of Real.
Exactly.
The money they would have a chance with Atletico.
Yeah, or Barcelona, who I believe also do basketball as well. But I think you're absolutely right, and that's a great shot. Just
because as a story, there's not enough there.
There's not a huge amount of meat. There's not a huge amount of meat on that bone, bro. Apart from it just being a cool collab, there's not a lot of actual.
I know Nike and Jordan, they're the masters of creating a narrative and creating a story. That would really test them.
I know, I hear you. And I'd be interested to know, because on the face of it, you're absolutely right. There isn't any sort of direct link between the brands. And this is the thing, I think from the perspective of sneakerheads, the collaborations that really stand the test of time and really sort of find their way into people's hearts are the ones where the collaboration is there's a real synergy there, and you can really see it, and it's actually authentic. You can see there's that sort of that real coming together where everyone's represented and it seems so authentic and genuine. Those are the ones that really last the test of time. One example I always give, and it's a fairly recent example, but is the Ben & Jerry dunks. I felt that was one of in recent times was one of the most genuine collaborations I've seen, where every party involved was represented properly. The shoe is as much a Nike SB as it is a Ben & Jerry's product. It literally is two worlds combining, and we really appreciate that. Those things really do resonate with sneakerheads. That story, that narrative, the build up, the release, and everything that goes along with it is really, really important. So I get where you're coming from, broski. It definitely would be a little tenuous. And let's see what they do, man, because I think they're still in an hour in a way as to whether they're going to do it at all. It just may be rumours at this point, but I feel bad if we didn't have a quick chat about drop date, considering you're the man over there, broski. So you already mentioned that you've been there about 8 years. Drop date for anyone that doesn't know. Essentially, sneaker streetwear, website, app, massive online presence. If you want to know what's dropping, what's releasing, all the inside info, they've got that. Also have a decent podcast as well. But yeah, they've been around for absolutely ages, bro. How'd you get involved with the brand? How'd you get involved with the company? And yeah, man, sort of what are your plans moving forward?
So, Rye Bar, who created the drop date, I have been a friend of Rye's for a long time. In a life before the drop date, he had a retail store in Oxford called Ryukai. So I was a customer of Ryan's, and then through Crooked Tongues became friends. And then basically through that friendship, we always said, like, once he started drop date, we always say that we need to find a way where we can work together, or I could find an opportunity to join the drop date. Fast forward to sort of 2010, I was working for a creative agency called UDocs, who do a lot of work with Adidas, and at the time they were working with Foot Locker, and they picked up a project. I don't know if you can remember Sneakerpedia, which is basically like a Wikipedia for sneakers. And they were looking for an individual to basically run that from the European side, and I did that for from its start until it sort of wound down. So I sort of did that for UDoc, but on behalf of Foot Locker, and ran Sneakerpedia. And then as Sneakerpedia was coming to an end, I got on board with the drop date, and then I've been there ever since. Working under Ryan with the rest of the team there, and that brings us right up to today. And in the last 12 months, we've seen a lot of changes, growth. We introduced a new website. We just dropped an app. We're launching more video media, like you'd mentioned, the podcasts. We've got an audio weekly podcast that I do with Luke, and then a video podcast that I co-host with another friend of the drop date, Reese, who's Cake. Some of you may know him as Cake Not Crumbs, and we do that once a month. And we're looking to, we're just in the early stages. We've got a second episode dropping soon.
Love it.
And we'll be looking. We'll be getting guests on and rolling and doing one a month. For everyone. Hopefully, you'll see a lot more of us. And that's what that basically brings us up today. So day to day, I sort of look after the social media output, kind of organise and schedule in the content for the day to day, and that's basically it. Yeah, and the drop date, like you said, is the destination. Get all your drop info, news, gossip, all that stuff. What's dropping, where it's dropping. We've been doing that for nearly 12 years now. The original destination for that information and resource, and 12 years strong.
Love it, bro.
I'm very proud to represent the drop day. Actually, we like to do things properly. We pride ourselves on the authenticity of the information we present and how we present it. And I think when we speak to people out in the community, that's generally the feedback we get. That they come to us because they know it can rhyme with information. They know it's coming from real sneakerheads that have been in the community and on the scene for a long time. It's always nice to hear that feedback.
Yeah, I think when we met and you mentioned that you worked for Drop Date, like alarm bells went off in my head, bro, because I just remembered like how many kicks, like early days, I was able to sort of cut. Because obviously the thing is, like, obviously a lot of people that are probably going to watch or listen to this probably understand sort of how drops work and raffles and all of these different things and where you get your information, but like it's not always been as accessible as it is now. And like having places like Drop Day and other places as well, was invaluable for being able to get that information. So yeah, always big up Drop Date. And yeah, like obviously there's a few places, but like Drop Date was always big in the game, bro. So yeah, I was massively excited when I heard that's what you worked for.
Imagine the difference of how things worked, all that time ago to how they work today. It's constantly evolving. We're constantly having to, do things different and accommodate different ways that, retailers and brands are working, and the way the community access their information and how they want it fed to them and presented. And it's always
does Drop Date sort of predominantly work on affiliates and stuff like that as well? Yeah. That's decent, man. That's decent, because I feel like 2024, there's a lot of people saying like various different things in terms of like how those things work. But the truth is, like, in order to be able to have your finger on the pulse and have the latest information from a credible place, I feel like those are the brands and those are the sites that really need to be tapped into. About the culture, how do you feel about that sort of the media aspect of sneakers right now? Like, do you feel it's a good place? Do you feel it's in a good place? Do you feel like it's trending up? Do you feel it's stagnated? What are your thoughts on sort of like sneaker media at large?
That's a lot to unpack there. It's difficult because obviously, it's directly related to work. So sometimes I have to separate like my personal feelings from my professional ones. So it's tough. Sometimes I have to suck it up a little bit. The sneakerhead in me, obviously, I love the analog pursuit, if you know what I mean by that. Getting to store, out on the street, queuing up, all that stuff. But then from a professional point of view, obviously, it moving all online, obviously help from a professional point of view is, obviously was of a massive benefit. Where we are today, obviously, as an affiliate business, the raffle culture has been massively tough. But it's that's a necessary evil, and something that we've got on board with, and we have to promote and push and celebrate as every chance we can, because that typically that's the product that our consumer want. But what we have to do is do a great job in sweeping up all the other stuff around it that the consumer might not necessarily stumble across organically. So we work very hard to make sure we're putting the right things on people's screens at the right time. Picking things out that might not necessarily get the mainstream media going, but our expertise, our experience means that we can see those diamonds in the rough, or we can cherry pick things that might not necessarily get celebrated. And that's a big part of the game for us is making sure we are looking at the whole picture and not just that stuff that is on sneakers or on launches every week. It's about much more than that.
No, I hear where you're coming from, bro. I hear where you're coming from. I just, from my perspective, I mean, I don't really consider myself part of a sneaker media. Like, more just a member of the community. But looking at it and you're hearing things, it's like, it definitely feels like there has been a shift in the last few years, and businesses like Drop Date, I'll say like Soul Supplier and other ones as well. They definitely have to try and find a way to stay at the forefront. And I think in your case, it's been great being able to sort of provide some of those other things, that information to supplement the sneakerhead. Like, I think it's definitely an important thing. One thing I would not suggest, because that would be presumptuous, but one thing I would definitely state as I think would be really, really important moving forward is building communities, like, or reinforcing the community aspect of the sneaker culture, getting people together and being in and around those conversations, being in and around those events. I think are gonna be massive moving forward. And I'm starting to see certain brands do certain things in trying to isolate and identify their communities, and I'm liking it. And I think it's a smart thing to do. Would you ever think, like, would Drop Day ever consider like running events or consider doing things in the future, sort of just bringing people together?
Oh yeah, I think we would. We certainly in the past have got involved with events, and we will. We you know, I know for a fact we are continuing to try and be involved in events where we can, or where we think we can offer real value. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
understandable.
I mean,
understandable.
Physically, even virtually. I mean, I desperately miss the days of crooked tongues and forums. Desperately miss those days.
Yeah, bro, I was going to talk to you about crooked tongues, bro.
And I don't understand why that culture isn't there today in sneakers.
Yeah,
because you know, online, look how big Reddit is. They're just chat forums, you know, and I'm sure
the same thing.
Sneaker threads on there, but I just don't. Yeah, it would be such a nice place to hang out these days.
No, I completely agree.
So against interaction or positive interaction these days that it baffles me. It was such a good place to hang out.
Oh man, I mean, making sure everyone's following along. I think because I wasn't part of that sort of crooked tongues. I think there was a Nike version as well. What was the Nike version?
Yeah,
there was Nike Talk as well. Like the old school forums. That's where people got their info. That's where people found out what was dropping. That's where people found out what was coming to their city, to their town, to their country. Like, people were sharing information and ideas, and it was peer to peer. It was people talking to people. Like, it was vibes. Like, from what I hear when I talk to people about it. And you mentioned crooked tongue so many times, like, and it's very, very cool when you hear things like that. And I feel like when I look back
it's as simple as, I'm not here doing this without crooked tongues. Simple as that.
This is it. This is it, bro.
Simple as that. Every break I've got in this industry is because of crooked tongue.
Ah, respect it.
Because of Russ, Gary, Charlie, Chris, and the whole team there. Without crooked tongues, I wouldn't have been able to find my opportunity in this industry.
I love it, man. Nah, shout out to crooked tongues, bro.
Absolutely.
Because it really, really did its thing, man. It really did its thing. All right, bro. Thank you.
I've made lifelong friends off that platform.
Yeah, bro.
You know,
sick.
Lifelong friends that I still talk to every day and have done since the day I signed up to that platform.
Oh, what's up, man? And do you know what? Like, do you feel like, obviously we were talking about how things have moved on. Is it just literally because we've moved on to a social media age where everybody is essentially just giving information out, and all you literally need is a page and just throw up an image and saying this is dropping this and this is dropping then, and that information is so freely available that's what's caused all of those forums to not necessarily still be affected.
The access to information that is just instant. It's so instant. It just just completely bypassed all those sites.
No, I hear that.
As soon as it started moving, as soon as websites were being supplemented by social media channels,
mm-hmm.
that was it. That was it. As soon as it was in your hand on your phone, that was it. Yeah,
I hear that, man. I hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think in a perfect
times have changed, man.
world, in a perfect world, you'd think that those social media platforms would sort of turn into some form of a forum. In reality, it hasn't transpired that way.
No, no. Funnily enough, like some might say, and this may be a little philosophical, but social media has probably done a lot more to sort of drive us apart than bring us together. I think it's got the guise of making the world smaller and you being able to see and be with everyone, but in actuality, I think we're a lot more distant as people because of social media. Like you could quite easily be with your friendship group and everyone could just have their face down in their phones and not actually be engaging with one another.
We've all done it. We've all done it.
Yeah, and this is with no judgment.
We're all guilty.
I'm literally, this is with absolutely no judgment. Like we're all in the same boat. Like it's just how it is right now. But like I don't know. Those forums, they were pure, man. They represented something.
They were pure. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, they did. All I can say is I'm glad I was around to be a part of that. I feel in a better place because of it. Yeah,
I respect it. All right, bro. I'm gonna say a massive thank you. We're coming up to the end. Just a couple of little bits we've got to do. I'm gonna ask you a bit of an irreverent question. One of my favorites.
Okay.
Like it's just called Desert Island Kicks. Right, you are cast away on a desert island with 2 pairs of shoes. Don't know how you got there, but you got your kicks. What 2 pairs of shoes do you have with you on this island, and why?
2 pairs of shoes. Okay, this is going to be one of them. This will be one of them.
Respect it. SB4s in the game.
Because you know why that's coming.
Yeah, SB4s in the game. Do you agree? Sneaker of the year last year. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah, without doubt.
Yeah,
without doubt. Yeah. So for many reasons, it's a sick looking shoe. It's a great colorway. But I had to stop myself wearing it because I was just wearing it all the time. I was like, I'm stop wearing this. I'm gonna smash it up, and and I can't afford to get another pair. So
and the resale, bro. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah,
and I had to do the exact same thing because I was so excited to finally have a 4 I could actually wear because the silhouette's so sick. Yeah, bro. I had to calm the whole thing down, bro. I just try and keep it for special special occasions and that.
Yeah, I feel you. I've got you. Another one. It'd have to be some form of sport red Air Max 1, I think, just because it's my favourite.
On brand.
I say that, I haven't mentioned a series of shoes that's seriously dear to my heart, and that is the Tech Challenge 4. Agassi is one of my heroes.
Bro.
I was a big tennis kid in the mid-90s. I was that kid in full Agassi kit.
You had the bandana and all that.
Yeah, the shorts under the shorts, the top, the shoes. I was proper full kit wanker on Agassi. Had the Donne racket, had it all.
Shout out to Donne, bro. You had the Donne racket. I had the Donne tracksuit bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anything Agassi is really, really dear to me.
Yeah, the Tech Challenge. The funny thing is, you're literally. I mentioned Jason Mack earlier. I used to play. He grew up playing collegiate tennis, and he mentioned the Tech Challenge as well. Agassi shoe. I think he was talking about the turquoise pair. They're an absolute banger of a shoe. If you haven't seen it, make sure people do your Googles, man. That's a fire shoe, man. Great honourable mention.
Like the Yeezy 2 sits on a Tech Challenge 2 sole.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Come on, man. Bring that full circle, broski. Yeah, no, we like that.
Yeah.
We like that. Can I suggest, yeah, if you're taking a sport red,
maybe I have to. I said a version of. So maybe I'll have to. No, maybe I'll have to make it the golf version because, as you know, that's my other.
Well, this is it. You're going to take the golf version. I was thinking you should take the Gore-Tex version, bro.
Nah, the golf version because that's my other big passion in life.
Oh, you're a golf guy. I get you. Do you know what? And it's actually really important. The other thing people got to realize when it comes to this desert island, yeah, you need to have something inspiring you to want to come back. You get me? You need to have some kind of inspiration reminding you of home. So yeah, man, I hear you with the golf, man. I hear you with the golf. What's your handicap?
4.
Don't know what that means. Respectfully. It's a lower number, so it's probably good, right?
It's all right. I get by.
I like it. Do you know what? Yeah, I feel like I've got a good drive in me, but I feel like I'll be useless after that. So maybe one day you can teach me a thing or two. That's
another thing. It's really sort of golf traditionally has been, certainly when I first started playing when I was a kid, it was not cool, and even up until just very, very recently, it still wasn't cool. But certainly in the last 5 years, and certainly today, golf is definitely breaking through and becoming cool. And I'm here for it because obviously, you know, 2 of my passions are colliding in golf and streetwear and sneakers. And
I feel like Jordan's got a lot to do with that. Jordan's had a massive amount to do with that.
Yeah, Jordan's making big moves. Yeah, they've got their own dedicated golf line. They're doing retros all the time, golf versions, as are inline like Air Max 9s and other models. But you know, there's a lot of new independent brands that are very streetwear focused that are in the golf space, and yeah, it's exciting to see. You know, I've long thought golf is a cool game. I think it's the best sport in the world. It's exciting to see a lot of energy going into that space.
What we're gonna do now, we're gonna do some quick fires.
Cool.
Quick fires. When I say quick fire, I mean pew, pew. Like no dilly dally. Yeah, okay. I trust you, bro. If you're ready, I'm ready.
Far away.
And let's do it, bro. 3, 2, 1, coming in hot and heavy. Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
New Balance or Adidas?
New Balance.
New Balance or Saucony?
New Balance. Although that Omni Grid 9 Crystal Cave was one of my shoes of the year last year.
Yeah, I think Saucony, they did their thing last year. It was strong. Great year for Saucony. Congratulations.
They're doing good things with J-Tips as well.
J-Tips is absolutely smashing it. Shout out to J-Tips every single second.
Yeah.
Every day, bro. Shout out to J-Tips. Yeah. I can't get that shoe off my feet. All right. Massive question. Can you wear Nike and Adidas together, yes or no?
No, you cannot. Absolutely not. Never in any circumstance.
Bro, the vim and the energy that I heard in the answer is what I've needed for about 4 years, bro. So yeah, we love that.
Anyone tells you that's a thing? No, it's not a thing. It never will be a thing.
No.
Stop begging. You're a beg.
People, you're for real.
Match up your brands. Match up your brands.
People out here trying to get clout, trying to get in with the youths, bro. Forget them, man. Yeah, they ain't gonna be around, bro. If you're not standing for something, you're fool for anything. Yeah, pick a side, G. Pick a side. Yeah, I ain't gonna say it again. In fact, I'm gonna say it again. Yeah. Right, pick a side.
Louder for the man at the back.
You get me? Rewind that, right? Shout out to Kanye. All right, broski. What was your last sneakers win?
I don't know if I've ever had one.
Jeez,
I'll tell you what it was. Something I didn't want. Yeah, that was my last sneakers win. Something I didn't want.
That's a bar. That's an absolute bar. How many people can resonate with that? everything you've ever wanted from sneakers, you never got it. But that one thing you just go for because you think, is this thing even working? You'll get that. Oh, but no doubt you get that. You fully get that. Yeah, well played. Absolutely toxic. Such a bad relationship with that app, bro.
Bro, on the shop drop for the bread reimagined.
Yeah.
So me and Luke in the office, we were on it early. We got it as it was just loading up. Saw the price in the button. I was like, we're in.
Nice.
Bang. Check me out. Nah, wouldn't check out. Different payment method. Nah, didn't want it. Different payment method. No, didn't want it.
Just playing with people.
Go back an hour later, sold out.
See, this is it. This is it. Oh my days, this is it. The games we play is such a bad relationship with that app, bro.
Yeah. It's toxic. It's toxic.
If it was a person of the opposite sex, right, and we'd be going back and forth, bro, they'd be saying, bro, just leave her alone.
Yeah,
she's not good for you. She's not. She doesn't do anything. She's bringing out the worst qualities in you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we keep on going back.
Yeah, we do. And
we keep on going back.
We do.
Oh, let me click this thing. Let me add a heart. Let me do my interactions. Make sure they know that I'm still alive. Get out of it, man. But then, I'm banned. I deleted my account. I shouldn't even say that on the pod. I deleted my account to restart a new one. I just thought, like, because I'm not winning on. I've been on that account for years. I haven't won anything in ages. I said, you know what? Let me just try again.
Not you. It must be me. It must be me. It's not you. It must
for
be
real.
Me.
It's not you. It's me. It's not you. It's me. Classic. Yeah. Absolutely classic. Okay, and breathe. Okay, we're back. What is your Jordan number?
6.
Respect. YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok?
Tickers, man, tickers. Tickers just gets me.
It's doing something.
Yeah.
Bro. It's annoying, but weird. It's doing something.
Yeah.
It's annoying, but it's doing something, bro. Sneakers, kicks, or Creps?
Sneakers.
Respect it. Spotify or Apple?
Apple.
Nice. Favorite collaboration?
What that's been?
No, in sneakers, what are the collaboration you have enjoyed the most? I know it's a quick fire.
I like any pattern collaboration, but can I just say, and anyone, the guys at the office will back this up. I like my collaborations to like not be too serious, like the Ben and Jerry's dunk. Like, yeah, I like them to be fun and actually be a collaboration. Like all this like all the high fashion stuff. Get out.
I hear that, bro. Yeah.
Although
I do have an idea. I was going to ask you this, yeah, because obviously we're in reimagined territory.
I tell you what's a dream collaboration.
Go on, because I've got one for you.
And I'm sure it's the same thing. A mid-2000s Elsey dreamed of nothing more than a Louis Vuitton Timberland 6-inch boot.
Bro, that's happening. I know. Yeah. Pharrell's bringing it out.
Yeah.
All right, that's definitely on the card, bro. Do you know what I've been?
Just don't tell me you didn't spend many an hour on eBay,
bro,
hovering over those bootleg
those Reeboks, bro.
We did it. We all did it,
bro. The thing is, yeah, because we saw that Mobb Deep video, right, where Prodigy had the Burberry and Havoc had the Gucci, and it was like, bro, I didn't even know this was a thing, bro. Let's try and find out, and then you realize that you are not that guy. You get me, in any way, shape, or form. But right, this was we're in reimagined territory, right? I want to reimagine the 11. Right,
it's a hard one to reimagine because it is,
bro,
perfect.
Right, this is a banging shoe in every way, shape, and form. Like, just, people, bear with me, yeah, because I need to land on this, yeah. Right, I would like. This is either a collaboration or a reimagine, right? Because we were talking about high fashion, and I feel like if you were doing a collaboration with a high fashion brand, the only brand I would consider working with this brand would be Prada. Not because Prada deserve it, just because of Prada have two things that you can add to this shoe that would absolutely take it over the moon, in my opinion. Number one would be Saffiano leather. I would love, and I don't know if it's a thing, I don't know if it actually technically could work, right? But I would love to remove all of the nylon and replace it with Saffiano leather, right? That Prada level, right? So that's number one. Number two, in the America's Cup, they already use the patent leather. So there's already some common ground there, right? Black out the whole outsole except for the red here. Sorry, except for that red tab there.
Yeah.
You know, that was on the America's Cup, that red bit there, the red Prada bit, bro. And it would just come up to where it comes up to here. So it'd just be like Prada there, Prada. I think that's a banger. Your thoughts on that?
No, I feel it. I like that you've put the thought into it.
There's a lot of energy gone into that, bro. A lot of sleepless nights.
I love the 11. Love the 11.
The 11's sick, yeah. I absolutely love the 11. All right, bro. All right, so let's jump back into these. Laces or slip-ons?
Laces.
Default laces, or do you pattern your laces?
Oh, you got lace them correct. Got to lace them correct.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Customs?
Me and Ryan at the drop date, that is our thing. We immediately look at everyone's laces. So they have to be done correct. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, we're not playing games with the laces. All right.
No.
Custom designs or factory settings?
Factory settings.
I thought you might say that. Retro or innovation?
Customs have got a lot better recently.
Yeah, they definitely have. They fully have.
But from where I started, I used to call it was the cancer of kicks. Bad customs. Yeah. Bad
customs. Literally just like tough to get through.
Yeah.
Bad customs. But yeah, what was the next one? Retro or innovation? Tough question.
Reluctantly, innovation.
Yeah, and I hear you. I mean, I actually hear you on that.
Like I've said earlier in the pod, I like new stuff and I like what's coming next.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it's important. Flip-flops or slides?
Oh. Is there a third option?
Yes. Clogs.
Right. Listen, I don't think... I would say slides because they're more comfortable. I think flip-flops are the most horrendous footwear ever imaginable. And
bro.
Men's toes, feet should never be seen.
Bro.
I don't want to see any. I don't want to see a man's toes. No, thank you. Nope.
It's not like I'm ticking no on that box because I don't ever want to see your feet, bro. You don't ever want to see my feet. Okay. Socks or barefoot? We know the answer now. Comfort or style?
I'm a bit guilty of style over comfort in a lot of occasions.
Sometimes it has to be done, bro.
Yeah. You gotta look good.
I respect it.
Sometimes you got to take that hit.
You got to take the hit, and I respect it, bro. I respect it. Fresh and clean. If
the choice is snapping necks or being comfortable, I'm snapping necks out there.
You're snapping, bro. Can you just say that one more? This guy, hold on. Before you say it, yeah. This guy is literally one of the most chilled, relaxed dudes I've ever spoken to in my life, yeah, right? This guy literally just said, right, if it's a choice between snapping necks Bro, say it one more time. I gotta hear you say that, bro. I love that line, bro.
If there's a choice between snapping necks and comfort, I'm snapping necks.
Bro, I love it. I love it. Break
8 days a
everyone's
week.
neck. Bust the rhyme on their ass. Everyone's neck's getting broken, bro. We're doing it, bro. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, bro. Washing machine or hand wash your kicks?
Oh, machine. Yep. I've always done it. Never been afraid of it. No one should. If you do it right, it's the only way.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Your kicks, you're putting them in the washing machine.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You should not. I don't know. There must be some horror stories out there because you should not be scared of putting your kicks in a washing machine.
We're coming back to that because I need you to talk me through that method. I'm trying to understand that, broski.
Gladly.
Lows, mids, or highs?
Damn. Of all the questions, that's the one that's got me.
Yeah, I like it. I knew it was coming.
When you ask that question, it's like on the Rolodex through my head of all the kicks I own. Thinking which one, lows.
Yeah.
Lows. I can't say anything. If I've said I'm an Air Max guy, I can't say anything else, can I?
I hear that.
Air Max one high, please.
Jeez.
No, let's not make that a thing. No.
Yeah. End up with a Hirachi boot. Yeah, it's not the one.
Yeah.
Not the one. Triple black or white on white?
White on white.
I respect it. He's not a murderer, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations.
Thank you.
We've got to the end of the Kicks Chronicles quick fire round.
I don't like a black midsole. I don't like a black midsole.
You're not the first person to say that. Like, a lot of people have mentioned the fact that just the midsole, the black midsole, is just not on for them. Which I kind of get. I think Matches van der Meulen from Sneakerhead, I think he said the same thing. Something about a black midsole.
It has to be absolutely perfect look for the shoe. Like, very rarely does a white midsole not improve a shoe.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Because when I think about it,
and I like my sneakers to be sneakers.
And
a tennis shoe sneaker for me is something sitting on a white midsole.
No, I get you. You won't see it, and obviously you've kind of disparaged the Adidas YEEZY, but right at the top of this shelf, I've got the 500 with the Adiprene in the utility black. I'll grab it. Like, so this ain't working for you at all.
No. So it works, but I bet it would look better as a trainer with a white midsole.
I'd love to see it with a white midsole, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But obviously this whole mid out is all just sort of one piece. So I do get where you're coming from, though.
Okay.
It'd be interesting. Yeah. All right, bro.
You're dying to get me to love these Yeezys, aren't
you? Do you know what it is? Like, when you love something, you'd be a terrible person if you didn't tell the people you appreciate, like, about this good thing. You get me? You got to tell them about the good thing, and even if they don't like it, at least you told them, right?
Yeah.
It's not for everyone. It's definitely not for everyone.
For things we love, this is my favorite silhouette ever.
What is the name of that silhouette?
That's a Nike Storm Beacon.
Storm Beacon. Yeah. Well, my days. I remember you actually mentioning that. Like, it's the Storm. It's the Storm Summer. They've got the
So today it would be considered an Air Max because it's got Max Air.
It's got It's definitely That's a
At the
vibe,
time when it came out, they weren't Air Max, so just Storm Beacons. But
That's a strong shoe.
I've got every release colorway.
Yeah, that's a strong shoe, man. I love them deep cuts, bro. Honestly,
I'd love to see that come back. Even like maybe even if they put a lunar sole on it, I'd love that.
that would be sick.
But
It's definitely got that vibe about it as well. Like,
yeah, it was one of them. I think Nike do this a lot. It was a shoe that's probably ahead of its time.
Yeah. And the thing is, if it doesn't get the proper reception, it just gets put on the shelf.
I think over here it was JD and Sports Direct. That was it.
Yeah. I didn't see it like in a sort of. They didn't have a massive pride of place. The funny thing is, right, in recent history, like Nike have obviously sort of dropped certain innovative pairs, and every single time, like, what's the one that comes to mind? Scorpion. They dropped the Air Max Scorpions, right? And it's like, every time they try and take a step forward, we're all like, nah, we're not going to buy it. Just bring back the old stuff. And it's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad, because ultimately what you then end up with, and I think I mentioned, you end up just having loads and loads of retros that people aren't going to buy because it's just watering down what is an amazing shoe, right? And you end up just having like you mentioned it, Jordan 1s. Like, there was a period where Jordan 1s were coming out every couple of weeks, and it was just like, bro, like, it's too much. Like, so yeah, I get it, man. Sometimes, and I found myself full foul of this as well, when these brands are coming out with these new silhouettes, give them a chance. Maybe don't poo-poo them straight away. Maybe stick them on your feet. Give them a day. Give them a week. Let them see how it goes. Like, it is what it is, man. To be fair, during lockdown, I felt like one of the heroes of lockdown was the 270, because every time I would go to Asda or Tesco's, everyone back in the shelves would be wearing like 270s, and I'll be like, this is the backbone of the UK, broski. These are people that are actually.
We were chatting about the 270 on last week's podcast, and because we were talking about the DN that's coming out this year, we were saying, what was the last franchise new Air Max that really blew up? And I think it was probably the 270.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
This DN is getting some traction. So
do you like? Because I saw
have one this year.
I saw the. I think potentially the first official collaboration is going to be the Supreme. I saw it as part of their lookbook. Yeah, you feeling that?
I am actually. Yeah, I'm quite keen to see it. Yeah, hopefully we get something.
I want to see it in hand. Yeah, I'd love to see it in hand.
But the upper is reminds me of one of my all-time favorite Air Max models, which I did pull it out to show it. Yeah, the upper reminds me of the Deluxe.
I knew it. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I had a friend in secondary school that had that shoe, bro. Yeah, very, very sick.
This was another one I brought back from Florida. Got it at an outlet. It was this colorway, so I was pleasantly retroed it. Yeah, I love the Deluxe. Yeah, really cool shoe.
Very cool, bro. Literally 2 more questions. What is a sneakerhead?
What is a sneakerhead? Anyone who just loves sneakers, and how that manifests itself is up to is up to the individual. Just because I have however many 100 pairs, and the next guy has half a dozen, doesn't make him any less sneakerhead than I. It's about what's in here. It's not about what's here.
Just for those that are not watching, when he said it's about what's in here, he pointed to his heart. That's where he pointed to.
Is that super corny?
No. It's what was necessary, man. I was with
Yeah.
you. I was right there with you, man. He put it to the heart, G. No, and I respect it. I respect it. And I couldn't have said it any better, if I'm being honest. I respect it. With that being said, James Elsey, the drop date. You get me? Are you sneakerhead?
I am a sneakerhead.
1
100%.
million. 1,1,258,000,000,000%. Kicks Chronicles certified.
For as long as I can remember, I've been a sneakerhead.
Love it, bro. And for I'm gonna edit this down a little bit, but people know, yeah, this guy's the marathon man still. We've been going a minute.
What is it, sneakerheads? They bury me in my sneakers. I think that'll probably be the case.
Bro, I'm with you. I recently saw something on TikTok, yeah. I think it was a comedian, American comedian. I think his name is I'm butchering his name. I think it's Anthony Manacoso or something like that. He's the one that talks like this, like the American Italian guy. You get me?
Italian guy,
yeah, the Italian guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not great with impressions, but he was like,
when is it? When are you too old to rock Jordans?
To rock Jordans, bro. Exactly, the clip. And so many people have reposted it, and they're just like, you're going to bury me in these. I ain't getting rid of none of these. Like, I'm saying, and I'm not putting them in the will. They're coming with me.
Yeah.
I'm not handing nothing down. And I'm like, bro, like, I think it's so interesting. Like, as I'm getting older and I'm more mature, like, when I was a kid, I look back at like my uncles and the grown-ups that are around me, and I could see that they'd found their era, whether that era was from the 80s or from the 70s. Like, they'd found the time and space where they were comfortable and confident. And bro, the way that I look now, as in the way I've looked for the last 20 years, is the way I'm going to look for the next 20 years. Guarantee it. Yeah. I guarantee it. Like, and God willing, I live longer than that. But yeah, if it's another 20 years after that, I must still be rocking this beanie, respectfully.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about what this looks like when I'm really old.
I hear you. But hopefully,
and do you know what? As long as I still love sneakers, I don't care.
Yeah, and this is it, man. It's that love, bro. It's like what you mentioned. It's the love, it's that passion. And you never know, man. You may have a grandson, a granddaughter, you get me, or maybe a great-grandson, great-granddaughter by that time. You never know, man, who might just love kicks as well. I might just be your size. And you can share that passion together. Like, and these are things like, obviously I talked about my mom not really having too much time for kicks back in the day, but like, these are things that like our generation will have potentially in common with the generations that come after us, potentially. So yeah, that could be a cool thing. But yeah, bro, this has been absolutely amazing. Really, really appreciate your time. It's been like one of the best conversations I've had about kicks in absolutely ages. Yeah. Like, literally, I could be talking about stuff and picking your brain on bits for hours. So yeah, I really appreciate you.
No, likewise. I've enjoyed talking sneakers for a couple of hours. It's it was much needed actually. So very cathartic. I've enjoyed it, and thanks for inviting me on.
No, man, it's no issue whatsoever, man, and the pleasure is absolutely all mine, guys. This has been James Elsey. His Kicks Chronicles. We've talked about everything. Elsey, do me a favor, bro. Just tell the people once again how they can get in contact with you, how they can interact with your content and what you've got going on over at the drop date. Yeah,
as he says, the drop date, you can find us on all your favorite social media channels at the drop date. Tune into the podcast. We've got a video one on YouTube. You can find it on Spotify and Apple. Top drops of the week. That's every week with me and Luke. Just find me there and keep tuned to the drop date. You know what to do.
Yeah, shout out to Luke and Marcy as well.
Macy's killing it. She's our little superstar.
Yeah, she's doing her thing.
Every time she's fronting up content, she's absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, and shout out to Luke and Macy, man.
She's really new to this sneaker game, and Boy, she's taking
she's getting it. She's getting out and about, man. I'm seeing her on the street. I'm seeing her at the drops. I'm loving it, man. Yeah, shout out to Macy as well, man, doing her team.
Shout out Ryan for holding us all down.
as well, man.
Shout out Luke for doing all the good looking stuff. Yeah, we love the Drop Day team.
Awesome, man. But yeah, guys, this has been another episode of Kicks Chronicles with your boy PROZECH.
I've been
you know
Elsey.
what you need to do.
Thank you very much.
He's real. I'm saying he's the perfect co-host. You get me? You guys know what you're meant to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of the great things that you're meant to do to support, and we'll continue to strive to get amazing guests like Elsey on the podcast. Once again, thank you for your time, my bro. And guys, until I see you, man, down the roads, everybody look after yourselves and stay blessed. Peace. Thank you for listening to this episode of Kicks Chronicles. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, rate, review, and all that good stuff. And remember, full video version is available on YouTube, audio versions available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.